official touristy stop is over. Now it's just on to the fun stuff. Enjoying the roads and looking for picturesque spots for me. All they need around here is a freaking cider mill, man. Fresh donuts, apple cider. Then fall would be complete. I don't know what I jostled, but I got rid of that rattle. Oh, that's better. Okay. Now the cool thing about this park and this particular drive, oh man, just caught a whiff of campfire and hot dogs. Oh my God, that smelled good. Oh, there it is again. Oh man, there is a campground right around here somewhere, let me tell you. Now I'm hungry for hot dogs, big time. It's probably right in there. So the cool thing about this drive is that it follows the ridge, the peak of the mountain range as it goes down. So you basically have awesome views to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, constantly. 4 overlooks next 2 miles. All right, I got enough of this. It's just a cool little valley shot. If I brought my super zoom, I could get some really cool photos of those houses down there. But I'd like the sun to be out a little more. It's peeking out from the clouds just in the great distance there. It's pretty much just a big scooped out valley. So I got a couple shots of that already. I want to get through this park some more, and hopefully the sun will be peeking out and see some beautiful colors on the trees. Oh my God, I was in the little town there before the entrance, got some gas, and I almost pulled over because, man, it was just the most intense red leaves. I'm going to pull over onto this wall just so I can see what the heck this one looks like. The most intense red leaves you have ever freaking seen on these 3 trees in a row right in front of a church. It was a pretty cool looking scene. All right, really nothing there. Again, if the sun was out, I'd have a lot more color. There's a lot of haze, a lot of blue haze in the distance there, and I really can't see too much. Very low contrast, even to my eyes. I don't know what it's going to look like when I edit it, but very, very low contrast. Can't really see much detail in the trees, and hardly any color. Hardly any color at all. Looks desaturated in real life. So, not a great picture. Not worth taking another one of. See that red there? 3 huge trees, all that color. It just looked pretty cool. But it was in the middle of the town, and there were street lights and benches and cars and all that kind of stuff. But the color popped, caught my attention. Feels like it's getting cooler again. Still says 69. I'll tell you what. I mean, I keep my house at 71 24/7. So this isn't terribly unusual to me at all. I'm working in this, but it feels chilly. I'm not doing that fast, so it's not like there's a lot of wind. Could be the drier air. It's just crisper. Could be that it's just after the rain. I don't know. But mountain air is definitely different, whatever it is. I dig it. Beautiful winding roads. I'm anxious to see how the traffic is going to be during the week. I bet it's going to be lighter. You know, we're at the end of October here. It's the end of the season, really. I mean, you don't have kids out of school. There's no one except retirees and people like me that work for themselves that are going to be vacationing here right now. Today's a weekend, so Sunday I would expect fair amount of traffic, and there certainly has been so far. Another view of the end of the valley here. That would be so cool with the sun out, because that grass would pop. That's okay though. I like the clouds and the skies. I mean, I like the shots I've got so far. It's cool to see all the cameras out. Gooey Run Overlook. We're at 2,000 feet elevation. Let's see what it look like here. This is one side of this ridge. We're going back down a little ways. And no, I don't know how I'm going to be structuring these videos. I don't plan on recording the whole thing, but then again, I don't know where I'm going to be stopping and starting because I don't know what these roads are going to be like. Don't know what to expect, so I don't know when to keep it rolling. So I'm probably going to come back with just a crap load of video to have to edit through and cut stuff out of. Another overlook. Very into this valley. That's cool. Got rid of some cars. I'll take that. Whew. Got to zip up my jacket here and put the visor down. 68, dropping a little bit. So far the bike is handling just absolutely beautifully on this trip. Set the suspension on ultra soft for the freeway slab, and I've got it on standard now, and it's super comfy. Preliminary report on the moto skivvies. They do make a difference. I still have a little bit of tailbone pressure. It's not a problem. It's not like I have to stand up or anything, but that's just me. That's not a problem with the bike or the lamb seat or anything. That's just my lack of natural padding. I get this from sitting anywhere too long. When I did all the test rides recently, oh, I mean, that just did me in. I got back on the lamb on this bike coming home, and it was like, oh, so much better, but you know, it takes its toll. And then sitting on that train for 16 hours, oh my God. I mean, yes, I sit at home all day to work, but I'm up and down a lot too. And I'm in a real nice big comfy leather executive chair at the desk. So tons of support. But this does make a difference. It's not completely gone pressure, but it is diminished. I'd say it's cut in half. I've got a few hours on it. And the ride over here. And the ride through here so far. Wow, that's pretty freaking cool. Alright, I gotta pull over and try to get out the people of my shot. And I also need to find a spot where the bike isn't going to tip over. Seriously, you have to watch it on these slopes, man. Oh, what's that? Ah, small car, damn it. Alright, here's a spot up here I'll pull in. This'll work. And it's not sloped. Wunderbar. Alright. Make sure I'm not going to sink into this dirt. Nope, nice and solid. Cool. Love the colors. Coming through. That was a pretty cool spot. I actually got one I like better. Looking across the other side of the road, where everybody wasn't looking. You know, I think I might turn this trip into like a photography spot documentary. Instead of just recording miles and miles of riding down the road, I mean, which is cool. You'll see some of it anyway. But I can kind of pick it up where I see some cool spots. Give it a little bit of a theme. So I got a lot of riding to do. I know nobody's going to sit through 50 hours of riding. See you guys in a bit. Here's a beautiful overlook. Still got some good color pop, even though the sun's not out. Now we're starting to get a little chillier. We're up to about 2,600 feet, down to 60 degrees. Still more beautiful views. Now we're starting to get more into the heart of the mountains, so we can see a variety of ranges. Man, I'd like to stop alongside the road right back there. There's no place to safely park the bike, because that would have been an awesome shot. Sometimes if there's a parking lot reasonably close, I'll hike back. If there's nothing here, just grass. If I was in a car, I'd park there and walk on down that wall. But I will skip that one on the bike. That's all right. There'll be lots more where that came from. Another cool overlook. Up to 3,200 and some odd feet. I just had to pop my ears for the first time. It's getting a little chilly, down to 60. It was dipping there 59 for a little bit. But I'm still warm. Got my grip heaters on about halfway. Kind of done with these overlooks. I'd like to get more into the mountains and just see views of mountainsides. So I don't think I'm going to be stopping at any more of the overlooks, at least for quite a while. This guy up here, two ahead of me, drives with 2 freaking feet. Like all the old snowbirds that come down to Florida. It's just as bad as not having brake lights, because you never know when they're actually braking, and he's been pissing people off. This is not the first guy to pass him. I love it when a plan comes together. My little charging setup is working beautifully. I just exhausted my first GoPro battery. So I've got my power bank set up back here, keeping these two topped off. It's going to recharge one I just put in and put a fresh one in here. It says it's at 64%. It was at 100, but stupid me had it in here and it jostled around and it turned on the flashlight. So kind of drained itself. I don't know how long it's been on, probably since yesterday. But there's still, even with half of that, enough to charge 10 of these GoPros, so I'll just charge everything up tonight, wherever I end up stopping. I want to see where I am exactly. I'm at the, it's like the country store or something like that. Seems like I've made pretty good headway. Traffic is surprisingly moving very well. I'm used to going through like the Smoky Mountain National Park from Gatlinburg to Cherokee. And I'll tell you what, that traffic sucks because you get a lot of campers and RVs and they just hold that place up. But this is flowing very, very well. Swift Run Gap, I think I passed that already. I have not seen the Bird Visitor Center yet. I don't remember Lewis Mountain. So many overlooks though. Let's see. I'm at like 3,200 square. Goes up and down, so I can't go by elevation. I know I'm not up here. I haven't made it that far. Let's see. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong side. That's why I'm like, I don't recognize those. Started up here. Nah. So it's, you know, that way. All right. So, okay, I've not been through the tunnel yet. Thornton Gap, I do recognize. I am right here. Okay, I'm at these restrooms. Yep, so the tunnel is coming right up. So I'm about 1/4 of the way through, and it's something like 1:30. Plenty of time. Very cool. onward and upward. Got hiking trails back here. Normally, that's where I'd be, because they usually lead to some pretty good photography spots, and the colors in there look pretty cool. I have to temper myself, though, because I could spend the whole day just in 10 miles here taking pictures. Also watch your speed through here. I've seen 2 people so far pulled over just in this little bit I've gone through. The speed limits are reasonable, so there's no reason to rush it. These are not challenging roads by any means, so it's not like you should be whipping through here. I don't see anybody driving crazy, and I've only seen a couple cars pull over. So far, every motorcyclist I've seen through here is looking like they're just having a ball, taking a touring day. Haven't seen any idiots on sport bikes or anything like that. Sure is a beautiful day. We're up to 66 degrees. Man, it fluctuates like plus or minus 5 degrees every half hour. What is this guy doing? He's in the road, hazard lights on. A lot of foreigners here today. Oh my God, dude. You're an idiot without a left signal. That's your problem. Yes. You're both idiots. Tons and tons of Indians and, well, I should say Asians. Yeah, there's a car full of them waving. Tons of them. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just interesting. Like every overlook. Maybe it coincides with some kind of travel date or, holiday over there. I have no idea. They're not like locals either, because they're not speaking English. And I see a lot of rental cars. So that's cool. Stopping here real quick. I was going that way, and I just, out of the corner of my eye, saw a cool shot. I'm going to have to walk way down that wall to get it, I think. But there was just some really nice contrast in that hill that you can't see right now because there's trees in the way. But I think what I'll do is throw up the pictures that I'm getting on these spots, like here, I don't know, somewhere, and kind of tie it all in. I don't know, I'm going to have a heck of a lot of editing to do when I get home, but it'll be fun. Stand by. Really nice roads through here. They're maintained well, they're very smooth. There's only a couple sections that had any kind of grooving. They must not get a whole lot of snow up here, at least none that gets regularly plowed and scraped. Either that or they just redid a lot of the roads. A lot of nice twisties. Sure is nice going through all the colors. Give you guys a little better view there. I've been riding through most of this with the windscreen up, grip warmers on high, jacket zipped up, but I've got my hot weather shirt on. I could probably stand to put on the sweatshirt. Getting just a little bit chilly around my midsection, but that's about it. Staying upper 50s, lower 60s all this time. Very comfortable. If the sun came out, I imagine it would get up to about 70. So nice time of year. I lucked out. Looks like we've got really good timing. Food, lodging, cottages, and horseback riding over at this highest point on the drive, elevation 3680. Yeah, see, this road doesn't go that high. It's pretty much just the foothills. The Blue Ridge will go much higher. I believe that gets up to 6,000 something. Still not, super high. It's not like the Rocky Mountains or anything like that. but it's really nice having some elevation. Bike likes it too. Love the tree canopies. It's nice when I get a stretch like this without cars in front of me. And I'm pretty much just coasting down hills here. I mean, bike just does its own thing. I could pretty much do this entire drive in third or fourth gear. Horse Xing. I'm going to continue on, having fun. My wife would probably hate it, but I like it. It's getting kind of windy, getting a lot of cross breezes. There's a whole bunch of wild cotton for the last couple miles. Must really like whatever elevation we're at. Just all along the sides of the road. Just past what I think was a winery. Not sure. A lot of hiking trails. A little bit back the other way. I forgot to turn on the GoPro, but it was like a big desolate prairie. Almost like a lava field. There was just nothing. I think there might have been a wildfire. So far it's just more of what you see here. I don't think this road gets particularly twisty. Nothing like down into North Carolina or anything like that. That'll hit later in the trip. So this is just a real nice relaxing prelude, especially since I'm still pretty tired. My plan as of right now is just to get to the end of this, and I should reach the end of it in a couple hours. Just taking my time here. This runs into the start of the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I'm not going to start that today. I'm going to grab a motel somewhere right around the start there and chill out. Should be, pretty close to dinner time, and just have a real good sleep, and then get out first thing at dawn or so, have some breakfast, and then get on the Blue Ridge all day tomorrow. Probably stay somewhere around the halfway point. We'll see. Maybe a little bit further. And take it from there. Break time. It's almost 3 o'clock. I'm going to put the sweatshirt on and have one of my snack bars. Oh, hey now. Getting a little low on energy. I stopped at McDonald's and had a Big Mac just before I got in the park. That was before noon. Cold can take a little toll on you. Got these at Sam's Club. And they're tasty. Okay, something caught my eye at this overlook. That yellow tree right in the middle of the hill, only from one angle, really lights up. I just drove around it, past this entrance, and had to go in the other one. Yeah, right about there. I could do something with that. Got a little bit of orange on the flanking trees left. The sun's peeking out here and there, so... Ooh, my bike looks good too in the sun. It's peeking out and it's bringing out some color and stuff. So, while I've got the chance, that's what I'm here for. This is the Wayside Comfort Station. It says they have food and drinks. I'm not going to get anything, just want to check it out. Stretch my legs a little bit. Check out the map, see where I'm at. I don't think I have too much farther to go at all. When I get pretty close to the end, or maybe here, I will look up lodging. I'd started to do it, but I didn't look at the top of the Blue Ridge. I was looking towards the middle. And it looks like plenty of choices. Very motorcycle friendly, obviously, and well under $100 a night. Let's see. Everything's in the back. Still loving the GH3, man. It's even easy to use with gloves on. The screen in the back's a little hard to see in the sun, and you still don't get a true representation of what the shot's going to look like back on the computer, but done it enough where I can guesstimate close enough. So let's see, where are we? We're at the Way something or other. Swift Run. Bird. Past that, I think. You guys are probably looking at it going, dude, it's right there. Okay, where the heck is it? I know we got like 40 miles to go. So it's probably somewhere right in here. Lewis Mountain. That sounds familiar. I want to say I passed that. Okay, I know I passed all that. And that. Man, I'll tell you, there was a spot in the road back there. And there were cars pulled over, and a couple people looked like they were having trouble or something. But they were taking pictures of the road. It was a beautiful canopy of trees. The sun just wasn't hitting it right, though. It looked okay going the way I was going, but I mean, it was okay. If the sun would be just in a different position, man, that would have popped. I definitely am looking for something like that. I don't know if I'll see it here or down further. Man, where the heck am I? Okay, Waynesboro. I saw a sign back a ways. It was 44 miles away. So we're going to 105 is the last mile marker. What did we just hit? 70 something? 80 something? Okay, here's 75. So we've got to be right around here. Now I can't even remember the name of where I'm at. Oh, yeah, I'm getting tired. Okay, seriously. Wayside. Loft Mountain. Loft Mountain, Wayside. Oh, that's why I didn't see it. It's just called Wayside on the road here. So I'm here. We've done all that. Just got that little bit to go. Alright, so, yeah. I may as well just look my stuff up while I'm here. Because it's well under 45 minutes to get to the Blue Ridge Parkway from right here. Pretty cool day. Alright. Let's fire up the phone. Plan B. Keeps going between 1X and no service. Neither one works for any kind of data. I'll get closer to the end and probably get into town there. Definitely going downhill now. Go with some boy racers. Ring, ring. Well, I should be back in range of civilization now, so I can grab a cell signal. Hopefully. Let's see. Hey, LTE. That's what I want to see. Oh, alright. Stretch again. And find a place to call home for the night. I think I got about another 15 miles to go. I mentioned it earlier. If you're ever coming up to this area, go to virtualblueridge.com. They have tons of info, including all kinds of lodging all along the Blue Ridge. So I'm going to go to plan your trip, lodging, and then I'm going to look at the north end of it. I want hotel and motel. They have it by the mile posts. And I want to start low. Alright, got to figure out where exactly everything is, and I'll go from there. Holy crap, that took forever. It took me 20 minutes to book a hotel. There are only a couple right at the start. All the good stuff is well into the park, so I'll be staying at those over the next couple nights. The only one halfway decent with free Wi-Fi is a Super 8. And Expedia, which I use a lot, showed it for $66. Just would not book. I had to go through TripAdvisor and then portal me through my Expedia account and finally got it to go. And it says it's about half an hour away. And that's where I'm going. I'm going to check in, charge everything up, do another data dump, do a Brian dump, get some dinner. Wouldn't mind finding a place to wash the bike. It got absolutely filthy coming in from Lorton from all that drizzle. It's just like caked in mud. And I just washed it, of course. I'm going to get some food and call the wife, get some sleep, set the alarm, and be ready for an even better day tomorrow. These roads are nice. I mean, I'm glad I did this one. Can't say I would ever come back to this particular park, at least just for motorcycling. I mean, you see what they are. They're nothing real exciting. It's nice. Glad I did it. Say I did it. Got a couple good pictures, but I wasn't really expecting much. A lot of people told me, this is okay. It was on the way. I mean, it's not like I went out of my way to do this park. It turns into the Blue Ridge, and that is primarily what I'm doing this trip for. I don't even really care about Tail of the Dragon. You know, I've got a big touring bike here. I'm not ripping it up and having a ton of fun on a sport bike, and I'm not looking for any tickets, so but I'm going to do it. I'll probably actually do it twice because I'll probably go to the end and come back just to continue my trip. But the Blue Ridge is what I'm really interested in. I know it has a lot of much more interesting things to see in the park itself. It's not just a single road with views on either side. I mean, these views are nice, but frankly it gets a little boring just looking at the same valley over and over and over from 20 different points in the mountain. Yep, that's the same overlook. Yep, that's the same overlook. So now you know. Now I know too. But it was nice. Anxious to see what the next couple days bring, though. There she is, home for the night. 66 bucks with Wi-Fi. I'll take that. All I need is a bed. I really want a hot shower. Some electricity. Little TV. And that'll work. Man, I'll tell you what, I don't think I could get a room that cheap around me for this kind of hotel. I remember when I was a kid, well, early 20s, did a lot of road trips, and I came down to Florida a few times. And I remember not only 99-cent gas, but getting rooms for $19.95 all day long. You know, just like Super 8 or not Holiday Inn, but what was the one? Value something? Can't remember. Anyway, rooms used to be really cheap. But I'll take it. I am freaking tired. It's 5 o'clock. It feels like it's the next day. Oh, Waffle House. It's been years since I went there. Logan's Roadhouse. I'll have to see what's around here. There's a Five Guys. You know, I've never been to a Five Guys. It's a burger joint. Maybe I'll try that. I don't know. I'm hungry, but I can't really think of anything I'm in the mood for. So we'll see. Golden Corral. Ugh, forget that. Super 8. I think this is the entrance. It's Panera Bread. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, is it on the main road? Son of a... It better be a drive-through to that driveway. You gotta be kidding me. There's no exit? Wow. That's weird. Why wouldn't you put an exit right there to the road? Okay. I wonder if they were doing the same thing. That's just weird. Back the way I came. I don't think I could have done a U-turn at that light anyway, come to think of it. Let's try that again. There must be an... Oh, man. Oh, I smell steak or something. It smells good. Silk Road. Oh, it might be a Chinese buffet. That sounds good. I could do a buffet, because I don't feel like waiting. Okay, where the hell is the entrance? Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not getting on the freaking freeway again. What the hell? Most screwed up road ever? Well, this is really annoying right about now. Stand by. We'll loop around again. Found it. Had to loop all the way around Panera Bread into another road that just kind of looped and turned into Super 8. The road just ends right here. They just didn't connect it. Alright, I'm going to go check in and I'll show you guys the room. Okay, just got into the room, plopped my bags down. Let's turn on some lights. Check it out. Bathroom's not bad. It's pretty clean. It's probably not used all that much. Smells like bleach, so that's good. Little soaps, towels. Alright. Good enough for me. With taxes, it was 73 bucks. Hi. Little desk. Nice flat panel, microwave, fridge, coffee maker. Awesome. And coffee. Important. Kick on the AC. It's actually really nice in here right now. Clock, phone, nice lights. Okay, that'll work. I gotta figure out where to eat as soon as I get all my stuff laid out and kick on the Wi-Fi.
And that'll end it for the first day on the road. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for the first day on the Blue Ridge.